This is going to be the first official start. I'm only going to let it run for about 20 to 30 seconds just because there's no coolant in it. But let's get right to it. Alright, so if you saw in the last video, we got this new used engine that has 71,000 miles on it. We completely tore it apart. We refreshed it with a new timing chain, new spark plugs, cleaned all the carbon deposits off the valves, replaced a lot of seals, and buttoned it all back up together. So now it's completely ready to go back into the truck. And in today's video, we're going to be installing the engine into the truck and starting it. So let's dive right into it. Alright, so now that we have the engine ready to drop right into the truck, there's one last thing I'm going to do, and that is going to be to change the oil filter right here, just because it's a lot easier to do it right here when it's dangling from the hoist versus into the truck. So let's get this done and drop the motor in. Alright, so I haven't been able to film an update for a little while. I've been working on hooking up the engine underneath the car. That includes the bell housing bolts, the torque converter bolts, the exhaust bolts, hooking up the starter, and then also hooking up the transmission wiring harness again. But now that all that's completed, everything else that needs to be done is pretty much on top of the engine. So I'm going to start working on hooking up the fuel lines, coolant lines, and wiring, and then we're going to be ready to start up this engine for the first time. So let's finish it up. Alright, so the next part that we're going to be installing is the intercooler. But unfortunately, we're not going to be using the old intercooler, and that's because it has a hole in it right here. So since we're not going to be using that intercooler, because as you can tell it has a huge hole in it, we got a brand new one here. So let's unbox this and install the new intercooler. Alright, so let's go take a look at the old intercooler versus the new intercooler. So right here, this is the old intercooler, obviously. As you can see, that's where it got hit, and it's just been leaking and causing a huge mess. And it would have an effect on the engine running properly. So this is the new intercooler, as you can tell, brand new. None of the fins are damaged. So we're going to transfer over those hoses and then install this bad boy. Alright guys, so I was looking at the wiring here, and as you can tell, right there on this wiring harness, that's where the terminal connector is supposed to go onto the battery, and it's completely ripped off, which really sucks. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to cut this off, and then grab that terminal off the other wiring harness, and then put it back onto this harness, so that way we can connect a battery. So let's get that done. So the engine is pretty much complete. The only thing it's missing is the front core support, which has the radiator, AC condenser on it. But the plan is pretty much, I'm going to try and start the motor like this without any cooling system attached, just to make sure the motor will run. That way if something's wrong, I don't have to take all of it apart again and drain all the coolant. So I'm going to try and start it and run it for about 20 seconds. But before I do that, I'm just going to drain the oil if there's any left in this motor and then fill it up with fresh oil. Let's get these last steps complete and then start up the motor. Alright, so everything's pretty much hooked up. I pulled the fuel pump fuse so that way when I turn the key in the ignition to check the fuel level, it won't prime the pump automatically and shoot fuel out, because I want to make sure that it has fresh gas in there. That's why I'm checking the fuel. So let's go turn the key and see how much fuel we have and see if this bad boy has some power to it. Alright, so I'm going to walk you guys with me, and this is going to be my first time seeing if the truck has power and turning the key since we've done all the work. Alright, so it looks like we got power. Move this crap. Oh. Alrighty, let's see what our fuel quantity is. Alright, so it looks like we have hardly any fuel in here, so I'm just going to drain out that fuel and then put some fresh gas in here, and then we will start it for the first time. Okay, so instead of completely draining the tank, before I decide to do that, I'm going to actually take a fuel sample first. And how I'm going to do that is I have the fuel line disconnected, and I'm going to put this cup under it right here. And then when I turn the key to the on position with the fuel pump fuse in, that'll prime the fuel pump, which means fuel will come out of this tube, and then it'll come right in to this container here, and then I can look at the fuel, smell it, see if it's fresh fuel or not, and decide whether I want to completely drain the tank or just add a fuel stabilizer to it. Alright, so what I'm now going to go do is turn the key, and you should see this cup here fill with fuel. So let's make it happen. Alright, so now as you can see, we filled up the cup with fuel. Alright, so this fuel actually does look pretty good, and it smells pretty good as well. It doesn't smell stale. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to pour a bottle of seafoam into the fuel tank, and then I'm going to connect up the fuel lines there, and then we're going to start it for the first time and see if it'll run. Alright, so now we have the fuel lines connected, we have some seafoam in the fuel tank, it's almost ready to start. There's one last thing we're going to do, and that is to pull the fuel pump fuse again, and then we're going to crank the engine until it builds oil pressure, and then we'll stick the fuel pump fuse back in so that the engine gets fuel and will fire, and we'll already have oil pressure. Now we have the fuel pump fuse pulled, and we're going to crank the motor until our oil pressure here comes up. Alright, so our oil pressure just came up. Alright, so now what we're going to go and do is plug our fuel pump fuse back in. Okay, so this is going to be the first official start. I'm only going to let it run for about 20 to 30 seconds just because there's no coolant in it. But let's get right to it. All right, guys, there it is, the first official test. Okay, guys, so whenever I go to start the car, I have this warning that says engine over temp, and then also the check engine lights flashing. So what we're gonna do is plug the code reader in and then pull the codes off of the car. Okay, so now that we have the code reader plugged in, we're gonna pull the code and see what we're getting, because obviously the engine isn't already over temperature. All right, so cylinder head temperature sensor circuit high input. So this code would be the coolant temperature sensor. So let's go find that sensor. Okay, so what I've done is I've lifted the cab back up again a couple inches because the cylinder head temperature sensor is right back here between the firewall and the engine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a video and see if I can find that sensor. Okay, so from that video, it looks like the sensor is actually just unplugged. I'm going to work on trying to plug that sensor back in, and then we will test it and see if we still have the code. Okay, so it feels like I got the sensor plugged back in. I'm going to go put the camera back there and verify that the sensor is plugged in. All right, so as we just saw from that video, the sensor is now plugged back on. So we are going to go erase the codes from the car and then restart it and see if that code reappears. So let's do that. Let's restart the truck and see if we get the code to come back or if that fixed the issue. Okay, so it looks like the code has been cleared and that fix of just obviously plugging the sensor back in worked like it should have. So we are going to go drop the cab back down and then continue putting the radiator and other accessories back on. Alright, so everything's pretty much finished up for the engine. We have the radiator and core support back in. All the radiator hoses are attached. The AC condenser lines are attached. So the last step is going to be filling this sucker up with coolant, which we're going to do. And then we're going to let it run for a while. In order to bleed the cooling system, I'm just gonna let the engine run and I'm not gonna put the cap back onto the coolant tank here. That way the air can escape and it can bleed the system and purge all the air out of it. So now let's start up the truck again. All right, guys, so as you can tell, the truck is running. It's actually running really well, super smooth. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull it out of the garage and let it run outside. That way I just don't fume up the garage too much. So let's take this thing, I guess, for the first drive. All right, guys, so here we have the truck. It's running. It's actually running super smooth, super well. First time outside of the garage for a couple months. Pretty great to see it. Right now, the truck is running still. What I'm pretty much waiting for is for the temperature, the coolant temperature, to get all the way up to operating temperature, which is just about there, it looks like. That way the thermostat will open up and we can get the proper coolant level in the cooling system. So once that happens, we can cap the cooling tank here, and then the engine is pretty much done. All right, so now the truck is completely up to operating temperature. So what we're gonna do is just pull the funnel out of here and then cap the coolant. So now the engine is pretty much complete. All right, well, I would say that was a success. The truck starts, it runs, it idles, it's just great. We haven't had any issues since that one code, which was just from the sensor being unplugged. It has a very smooth idle, so I'd say everything worked out well. In the next video, we're gonna be putting the hood back on, the grill, the bumper, which we have a brand new bumper that's been painted, the headlights back in, just finishing up the front end. We're also gonna be doing some body work in the back, just kind of finishing up the body. But thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe and stay tuned for the next video. Thank you.